Yeah, part 2 now. This one, okay, the 4 parts of the game, I like part 3 the most. Part 2 and 4 are second favorite part, and then part 1. I don't hate part 1, but I just can't enjoy it as much as the rest of the game. But now that it's over, now I can really start enjoying the game. Part 2 of Countries and Kings. As the narrator said, we're moving to Crimean now.
Dain has been reborn. Word of King Peleus's coronation reaches neighboring Crimea within days. Crimea itself has spent the past 3 years rebuilding from the damage it suffered during the Mad King's War. News that Ashnard's son now sits on Dain's throne sends waves of unease and worry rippling across the land. Alas, this is not the only thing disturbing the people of Crimea during this time. There is an ever-widening gap emerging between Crimea's noble class and the nation's young ruler, Queen Elincia. Crimea lost its king during the Dain invasion, and Elincia is still an inexperienced ruler. What's more, her very existence was a secret from the public, and so she came unexpectedly to her succession. Many of Crimea's noble houses raised their voices in protest against her rule. Elincia's desire for a long-lasting peace has driven her to strengthen Crimea's ties with the Laguz nation of Gallia, and to renounce Crimea's claim to rule over a defeated Dain. Her political moderation is seen as a sign of weakness among her critics. Ike, the young hero who led Crimea to victory in the Mad King's War, was granted a peerage for his heroism and bravery. The elevation of a common mercenary to the nobility, however, widened the rift between the aristocracy and the queen yet further. Perhaps to avoid becoming mired in these power struggles, Ike renounced his peerage and took his leave of the court. Yet Ike's actions did little to placate the nobility. They continued to criticize the queen's every decision and lay squarely at her feet the blame for all of Crimea's woes.
You fucking pussies, alright? That's like saying, ow, I stubbed my toe, it's the queen's fault. Ow, I tripped over a rock, hit my face on the ground, it's all the queen's fault. That rock shouldn't have been there. God, I fucking hate politics and politicians. Always blaming somebody else for their own problems. So, you have acknowledged Peleus as the newly crowned king of Dain. Your Majesty, this is beyond pale. I have not forgotten our war with Dain. 3 years is not so long as that. But do not forget, if we allow hatred to rule our hearts, we become prisoners of our past. And a lasting peace serves both nations. Bravo, Your Majesty, well spoken indeed. Your words paint a picture of idealism rarely seen here at court. However, and I beg your forgiveness, it is quite apparent your grasp of politics remain childishly naive. I do agree with her. I mean, if I were her, honestly, you know, I'd probably be stepping up the security around Crimea and stuff to let, you know, there's no more invasions and shit. But yeah, anyways. Abandoning rule over Dain, then reconciling with our most hated enemy. Yeah, I can see how that could spark some controversy. This will not do. The people will soon take their discontent to the streets. What's more, why choose Bastion, the Count of Fire, as your envoy? His skills in court are vital to Crimea. To send away such a key figure, tell me, Your Highness, how exactly do you plan to rule without him? She's the queen. She can do whatever the hell she wants. If she wants to throw you out of the fucking window, she can. The Count of Fair himself gladly volunteered as a delegate. Her Majesty's decision was only, Lady Lucia, still your tongue. You are not Her Majesty. Do not presume to speak for her. I hope to God you get fucking Lou Gehrig's disease, you piece of shit. Yes, Lady Lucia, please refrain from speaking if you have not been directly addressed. Okay, he's a little more civilized. Okay, he's alright. Your familiarity with the Queen does not grant you a seat in the Royal Assembly. But she's sitting at the table with you guys, though. Although you have been raised as a sister to Her Majesty the Queen, kindly remember your place. And you, General Jeffrey, does your loyalty to Her Majesty stem only from your unchecked emotions? Those with the taste for gossip are talking. I wonder, have you heard what the help is saying about you? What? You realize Jeffrey can literally rip you apart with his finger, right? God, I hate politics. At any rate, growing discontent has brought the royal family of Crimea to a crossroads of sorts. There's only one member left of the Crimean royal family, and that's Elincia, so pretty messed up definition of family, but okay. Your Highness, this is all on you. Indeed, Your Majesty, whatever do you intend to do? Got any suggestions, dickbag? Melior, the Crimean capital. Queen Elincia! Marcia, how are you today? And what are you doing here? Yeah, Elincia is now the queen. You know, she's grown up quite a bit. And then Marcia from the last game. I called her Marcia, I think. It's actually pronounced Marcia. Silly me. Lucia told me about those no good Nick nobles in their chest beating contest, so I thought you could use some cheering up. You weren't in your chambers or your gardens. The fuck is this? Hang on, what is this? Telemarketers. Yeah, I just got a fucking text message from a telemarketer. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I read that part? Forget it. Forgive me. I needed some time to think. I'm sorry to trouble you. Not at all. After everything you've done for me, it's the least I could do. It was nice of you to hire me as a royal knight, but hiring my sponge-brained, spine-deprived brother might qualify you for sainthood. Even so, I'm afraid I may have also caused you a great number of hardships. Huh? All the grief I'm getting from the nobles? It's nothing I can't handle. If you think your country has stuffed shirt windbags aristocracy, you should see Benyons. Oh, you should see the ones in our country today. When I was a Pegasus Knight there, they had a new shenanigan every week. After that, the Crimean crybabies are no big deal. No, it's my fault, and I'm sorry. I'm so new at all this. Even you are affected by my blunders. Sometimes I think maybe I just don't have what it takes to be a queen. That's so not true. Queen Elincia, anyone can strut around in a queen hat and say she's a ruler, but you always put your people first. Look, it's not that you're doing a bad job, it's just that everyone's on edge lately, with Dan getting a new king and all. People are worried that Dan will start another war like the one 3 years ago, and they're taking it out on you. Just don't let those peacock-wearing nobles bug you, and remember that you don't have to go it alone. You've got friends everywhere. Thank you, Marcia. Your kind words have lifted my spirits. That's right, I'm not alone. I must be strong for the sake of our people, as the protector of our homeland. We are really high for seeing clouds and stuff. Like, below the characters. Huh? Queen Elincia, what the heck is going on over there?
Hey! How dare you harass us? Be gone, insolent fools! Be gone, I say!
It's Lady Leanne.
Fear not, my lady. This senile old bird will gladly trade his life for your protection.
They say nothing is as beautiful as the herons of Serenus, especially a royal princess. You'll fetch a pretty penny from some lord or other, and our pockets are a little light. What do you say, Captain? Yes, naturally. She should prove to make a fine gift. Seize them and mind the raven's talons.
This is unbelievable. Stand back, you unrepentant dogs. Neolucci does not give in easily.
Guy's like 500 years old. Men, silence that cawing raven. Who would pay for an old crow like that anyway? Leave him. Stop right there! Company. I'll just roll. Hey, Benyon Draconites. Are you lost, or have you been letting those scaly flea bags do your navigating? What are you doing in Crimea's skies? We've merely strayed a bit in our duties patrolling the border. Do you have a problem with that? You and your flying snakes are in violation of Crimean sovereignty. Besides, do you have any idea who you're dealing with here, reptile breath? Marcia, stop. We cannot afford to start antagonizing the Benyan army. I am the Queen of Crimea, but your majesty, we can't just let these wyvern monkeys run rampant. And we're not going to. As long as they don't realize I'm the queen, we should be fine. Benyan Draconites, you will only be warned once. Leave this area immediately. I serve the Queen of Crimea. Trespassers on Crimean territory will be dealt with. No exceptions. The Queen, she says, the very Queen that relied on us, the Benyan Empire, to free her nation. Imperial Draconites are not frightened by soldiers so weak as Crimean Pegasus Knights. Listen up. Leave those two alone. It's the Seren's maiden we want. Do not allow her to escape. Looks like we'll not talk any sense to them. I suppose we have no choice. Sir Neolucci, we're here to help you.
I'll be. It's Her Majesty Queen Elincia. Fate has smiled upon us. I hate to be a bother, considering it has been so long, but your assistance is most appreciated.
Protect Leanne to keep her from being kidnapped. If she's taken, keep fighting until you take her back. Okay, options. Back on. Okay. Leanne, she's very fragile. Enemies will attack her, but they are going to try and steal her away, so watch out. Marcia, she's a Falcon Knight. Falcon Knight, not Falcon Knight, but anyways, she makes a return from the last game. Her stats are decent. She can use swords and lances. And overall, she's a pretty decent unit. You know, pretty decent flying unit. Unfortunately, she only has lances, and most of these guys carry axes. Next we have Elincia. She is much improved from the previous game. Her title has been changed to Queen. Elincia, Queen of Crimea, who defends her realm with sword and staff. She wields the skill Stun. Anyways, she starts out with a slim sword, but probably the weakest fucking weapon in the whole goddamn game. I mean, her stats are awesome, but they're just hampered by her weak-ass weapon. And she carries a men's staff, too. Yeah, her what's the word I'm thinking of? Occult skill. That's it. Stun. Just given to all high-level airborne units, like all the Falcon Knights, all the Draco Knights. No, not. Yeah, all the third-tier Draco Knights and Falcon Knights. And she also has renewal. Lastly, we have Neolucci. He's from the last game, but now he's a playable character. As you may have guessed, he's no spring chicken. His stats right now are decent, but his growth sucks. Use them when we need to. What I recommend doing is rescue Leanne, run over here this way, and then just do your best to just try and cover Neolucci. Oh, nice job, Elincia. You want to try and stay in the top left-hand corner, because, looky here, it's hard. Ooh, boy, I'm bushed. Hey, partner, you tired? How's a nap sound? You want to rest your wings a bit? Huh? We're running late, but I'm sleepy. What'd you call me? That wasn't very nice. Overgrown lizard. Please tell me that's not what I think it is. Oh, this is perfect. Benyan Draco Knights. Just my stinking luck. Use Marcia to talk to Hart. Hey, look who's here! It's Har! Hello, Marcia. I see you're still flying about on that apple-eating hairbag. And you're still asleep at the reins of that foul-smelling... Oh, crackers, I don't have time for your nonsense. Open that one good eye of yours and take a look around, will you? Those Benyan Draco Knights have invaded Crimean skies. You've got to help us save the Lagoons they're trying to kidnap. Well, come on, Har!